How's everybody's Saturday going? We got back to the house this morning, and we went out last night. We went down to on the outskirts of Cincinnati, on the southwest side of the Metroplex, a town called Lawrenceburg, Indiana. This is right across the state line. It's down on the river, of course. And they have a casino down there. It's called Hollywood. And inside the casino, they have also they got a dance club in there. Now, probably I forget when it was at Ohio we voted our casinos in. Well, before that, that place down there, Indiana was one of the one places you could gamble in for the people in this area. So they'd all travel down there, and that place used to be booming. Like Lawrenceburg, they made the roads. I mean, they made them extremely wide for that little town that it sets in. And ever since Ohio got our casinos in, that place is just it's like it just keeps getting less and less people. Well, over the years it has. But anyway, with this weekend being tomorrow's being Mother's Day, they had a special going on last night that all women got in free for Mother's Day. Now this place opens up at 9 o'clock in the evening, and I made a short video last night. I recorded to show how dead it was in there, and I paused it so I could continue recording later. But for some reason it stopped the video, so I guess I'll upload that into a short along after I get done uploading this video. But usually that place starts pumping about 10, and I went up when we got there. It was like 9:30, I think, when we got there, and the guy at the door, he put the little smiley face on you with that little marker so they can see the bartender can make sure that you're of age, and he goes, no cover charge right now. He goes, because we're slow. And then he kind of like walked away. So I said, "Oh, thank you." It was like $5 a person to get in, generally on a Friday, and Saturday it's 10. And I said, "Don't worry." I said, "We'll spend out in alcohol." Well, we get down there, and I go get us a drink. And like I said, this is at 9:30, and 10 o'clock rolls around. It's still dead in there. And the video I made was exactly at 10:40 p.m. And right before I made the video, I went and got me and her another drink. And I told the bartender, I said, "What's going on?" I said, "Because it is never like that. We was here a year ago." And she said that it's getting worse. That they have a few people working, and then they'll send them out and only keep like a skeleton crew. But she said that she goes, "I can see how bad the economy is getting based on how packed we get in here." And but anyway, we ended up leaving. Let's see here. It was at 10:40. I made the video. We left and went up the steps and went into the casino part. And the way the casino is set up, I didn't record that because I didn't want the security getting mad at me like I'm trying to record crap, and I'm really not. I'm just making my YouTube videos. But you got a corridor that leads back to the main part of the casino, and they got their slot machines, the automated ones, not the old kind you pull and you get the little spinner in it. And those were all full. Then you walk straight. There's like an open area. Then you got your tables ahead of that, and then you have slots off to the right and the left, and then the far back corner they have where you got the bar, and they got a live band up there, and that's a real big area for the band, the stage area. But when you walked down the corridor, those were all, might as well say, about 95% filled up. Then when I got to the tables, they don't have a bunch of tables there, but I'm gonna say they were probably 60%. The tables were open, and the rest of them weren't. There was nobody there. Then if you looked off to the right and the left, where they got the other slot machines, those were like no man's land. There was nobody in there, which tells me that people don't even have money to go, out and gamble. A lot of them, because people got gambling problems. But it's income tax season, and people, instead of getting their income tax refund and going out for the night, or they wanted to go to the casino or go watch the band at the casino. They don't have the money. A lot of them trying to pay up their delinquent bills. A lot of them just trying to keep their utilities on with the price of that stuff. The band, they got off stage. I think it was about 11:30, I'm guessing. But we went back. No, probably about 11:15. I think they got off stage. It might have been around 11. But we walked back down towards Boogie Nights, and I said we might as well go in there one last time and check it out. And we got down in there, and at the time I made the video, let's see here, people wise, not counting the workers, there was me, her, then there was 3 girls sitting at one of the other tables, there was 3 guys at the table next to them, there was a couple that rented a little booth area, and then there was another couple that had their table. So there's 2, 4, 6, be 10, 12. There was another couple there, so that was 14 of us in there at the time I made that video. Well, when we went back down in there, there was some older lady. I guess that's all her daughters. They came in, and I think there was maybe 5 of them. And then there was another group, several couples that showed up. And I'm going to say total up, there might have been 30 people in there. And if you go watch the short, you'll see how big this place is. And it used to be just, you just like trying to move around because it was so packed in there. I mean, it was a nice place to have fun, drink, listen to music. And at the same time, when they got the music going, they play the videos, like the old music videos. And last night was 80s and 90s night, so that was, I like that music. But I wanted to tell you guys about how dead it was, because people don't have money, and it's not going to get any better. There's a lot of people that's working side jobs. They're doing anything they can to get just to make extra money just to pay their bills, buying groceries. I did go into Kroger's yesterday too, and as I saw last time, your vitamin A and your vitamin or your 2% and your vitamin D milk, they were all, the dates on them, they were probably at least 7 days out to 2 weeks. And of course they got these signs on the front of the coolers that says everything is guaranteed fresh for 10 days. Well, then if you look at the chocolate milk and the stuff over here, some of that stuff had expired the day, I think Thursday, so it was already bad. Even though it's not open, it's you might get a day out of it if you're lucky. The orange juice, it looked like they had restocked that from last time because most of that stuff was already expired. I was trying to get over into the cheese area, like look at all the dates on those, but it was fairly packed in there because I went around lunchtime. So you had the remainder of your older crowd was in there. Then you had a lot of times you get your second shifters coming in before they go into work. They go do their grocery shopping. One thing I noticed over in the produce area, when you walk in, most of the strawberries were either, you started to have some bad ones in there. Some had mold in them. It was 4 ears of corn, and they were already clean and cut, and then they were wrapped up, like the store wrapped them up. And you could get 4 ears for $3.50. And I just kind of rolled my eyes. I noticed a lot of the food in the deli, like the hot part of the deli area, it was like it was already past the time where they're supposed to throw it out. They can let that sit in there for so long. The pop, I've noticed, and like I mentioned this because supposedly the EBT cut people out from buying pop. There's dust on those 12 packs, so you're going to start to see, like Kroger's, for instance, where I was at, they're going to start discounting that stuff to try to get it out of there. The baking aisle, I went down through there, and because I thought I needed some sugar, but it wasn't on my list. And there was dust on a lot of the cake mixes. your muffins and stuff like that. Um, the canned food, I did buy some canned potatoes because they'll keep for year, 2 years, or however long. Because I don't eat potatoes that fast, so there's no sense of me buying them because then they'll start spudding out and up in the cabinet. Um, a lot of that stuff had dust on it, but I got a feeling you're going to start to see the canned food get picked over, because people are going to try to get stuff that's not going to go bad on them. But that was just some things I noticed. You guys noticing when you're going out, there's less people out, or they're not spending as much. Another thing I've noticed going on is people's getting their credit cut from their financial institutions, because these banks and credit unions and other places, they're preparing for people not going to pay their bills. Um, Now, me on the other hand, I mean, I use my credit card for everything, and I pay it off. I usually pay every week, and just whatever I owe at that time is what I pay on it, because I do get my rewards. Um, but a lot of people, they don't do it. And that's the thing. If you pay it on time, you don't have no late fee. And of course, if you pay it in full all the time, and you pay it before the statement cycle ends, there's no interest on it. So that's a kind of a win-win for people. But I've been noticing uh, people on YouTube. I have saw a few things. I've been scrolling on Facebook where people's upset because their credit cards have been their limits been getting cut, because a lot of them dependent on that. They're using it to pay their bills. If not, robbing Peter to pay Paul. And like I said, that's only going to last so long until it catches up with you. But anyway, I hope you guys have a good Mother's Day. Like I said, today is Saturday, so tomorrow's Mother's Day. I will upload that short I made of inside the Boogie Nights last night, and like I said, the video was made at 20 to 11 at 10:40 p.m. and you'll see how dead it was in there, and that should never be that dead. But anyway, have a good weekend, and I'll see you next time.